What's going on, guys? It is Monday, October 22nd, 2012. Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. Got a lot of links to give you this week. Of course, the top story is the Wisconsin spa killer. Man walks into a spa in Wisconsin, shoots 7 people, 3 dead. Gunman then kills himself. That was the whole ordeal yesterday. I'll put a link to it. I'm sure you guys are already aware of it. Let's see, Illuminati involvement or just a man gone crazy. I don't know, people do go a little crazy sometimes. Let's see, FBI foils New York bomb plot. Well, of course they did. Plot they set up. Once again, you guys are aware of this, but you know, what was it in the movie The Rock? It was like, but I'm Stanley Goodspeed. Well, of course you are. Anyway, I'll put a link to that from the Wall Street Journal. Hazmat seen at Modesto Bank. 3 fall ill after man hands teller money. Very suspicious. From the Modesto B, the link below. Got a link from the Huffington Post. Canada's Keystone pipeline shut down temporarily due to possible safety issues. Not sure what's up with that. Put a link to it. BBC says broadcast disrupted in the Middle East. Some sort of pulse weapon being tested over there. Some sort of communications disruption. I don't know. Put a link to it from Yahoo News. Suspicious story, okay, here, U.S. Embassy in Stockholm evacuated over possible incident. Put a link to that. Let's see, if you use eBay, in fact, if you buy products and then resell them at any point in your life, you're going to want to know about the U.S. Supreme Court case may affect your rights. Act now. I'll put a link to this that was sent to me by eBay. I guess copyright holders are trying to say that, you know, when you buy a new book, let's just use books as an example. When you buy a new book, copyright holder gets a royalty from that. But once you buy that book, do you not own that book? Well, they're trying to say, well, you don't actually own that book because you can't resell that book without giving us some more monies. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Some of you guys are already aware of that, but I'll put a link that eBay sent me. Interesting. More corporate control, more greed, more putting the slaves in their place, in my opinion. Google stock falls, has biggest fall since 2008. That sucks. Trading halted after printer error. It fell big time, too. I'll put a link to this. Microsoft earnings fall down 22%. Oh, that sucks. Sales also down from the Market Watch. Things seem to be falling out of the market. Let's see. Rothschild. One of the Rothschilds apparently messed up, lost a bunch of money. Pretty funny article here from the Mail Online. I'll put a link to that. So sad. Muslim bank launches Shariah compliant MasterCard with compass pointing toward Mecca. I'm not even really sure what that means, but thought that was interesting. Somebody sent me that from the Blaze. We're over to New World Order and police state news now. Grenade burns sleeping girl as SWAT team raids home in Billings, Montana. UK police taser blind man, thought cane was samurai sword. I know it's really easy to mistake a cane for a samurai sword. Absolutely ridiculous story. Imagine if you were the blind man. You know, you're blind, so you don't know what the hell's going on. Ridiculous. Here's another ridiculous story from NBC Bay Area. Bay Area law enforcement agencies test drones. Remember back when we told you that they was going to be putting drones in the skies over America? You called us all crazy. Well, here's an article for you from NBC. Just ask F-Town up in North Dakota about drones. He can tell you all about them. They've been flying over the Fargo area for a long time. Testing ground up there. Anyway, I'll put a link to this. TSA removes controversial X-ray scanners from major airports. Well, of course, because now they have, caught the story a few weeks back. They got a laser now. They can just shoot you with this laser and they can know your whole molecular makeup, including what drugs you did like 2 years ago. So is this good news? I don't know. I think they just got something better, but I'll put a link to this. New watchdog bans EU from being genetically modified free. Well, of course, it's no good for Monsanto's business to be genetically modified free. Article from the Mail Online. What else is new? Got another article here, Fear Piece. This is merely for entertainment, in my opinion, but somebody sent me this. I want to pass it along. FEMA ordered 102,000 boxcars with Shackles. We've heard all this before. I'm linking this for your entertainment only. I don't believe any of this nonsense. And FEMA fears me not, anyway. Over to World War III news. Ready for war, Turkey, tanks, and battleships ready over Syria threat. At the ready. Pretty interesting picture of tanks. Japan and U.S. plan first drill in Japan to retake occupied islands. I'm guessing that's the China thing, right? State Department official. Negotiations to extend U.S. troop presence in Afghanistan starting soon. Past 2014, it says. But of course, because our president promised us 4 years ago that he was going to end the wars and bring the troops home fast. Yeah, go back and look at some of his campaign promises. He's fulfilled every one of them, you know. Let's see. Report, Iran sanctions have failed. No crap. Article from the Washington Free Beacon. Now here's an interesting story, because this is reported from the New York Times, and then the White House comes out with a statement. Check this out. New York Times. U.S. officials say Iran has agreed to nuclear talks. This is posted October 20. And then the next article will be from Politico. White House denies agreement on U.S.-Iran nuclear talks. Again on the 20th. So, who's lying? Interesting. We're over to 2012 and Earth Changes news now. Check this out, man. This is, you know, if you watch the beginning of the movie 2012, they're doing this thing with paintings. They're switching paintings out, right? This is just right out of 2012, in my opinion. Picasso, Monet paintings stolen from Dutch museum. Very expensive paintings gone missing. Article from MSNBC. Just so happens to happen right around the end of the year 2012. I don't know. I'm sorry, I find that a little strange. It's right out of the movie. Anyway, let's see. Meteor makes landfall. A lot of this going on lately. San Francisco, an asteroid that exploded over San Francisco Bay area on October 17th has been scattered across pieces of the region, blah, blah, blah. I'll put a link to this from 13ABC. A lot of this going on. I did a video the other day. Possible sonic boom in New Jersey. Under that video has got a bunch more information linked. I'll link my video from the other day if you haven't seen it. And I'll link another one from Sheila Aliens. Meteor sonic boom. October 18th, 2012 over Booney Lake, Washington. All this stuff's happening all over the place, but the mainstream scientists assure us that this is all part of a normal meteor shower activity thingamajig. Let's see what else we got. We got something from Nibiru Magic. Massive and illegal geoengineering project has been detected off Canada's west coast. You definitely want to check that information out. Unbelievable. Thank you for posting that. Let's see here. Over to strange and bizarre news. Exclusive. Pioneering scientists turn fresh air into petrol and massive boost in fight against energy crisis. That's very interesting. Let's see. Girl breaks up with boyfriend right before he buys a $30,500,000 lottery ticket. Sweet. Let's see. Police say man says Bigfoot smashed motorhome windows. Smashed motorhome windows. This out of WGAL local. I'll put a link to that. Let's see. Students suspended after... This is some of the most ridiculous stuff I've ever heard. Students suspended after seeing topless picture of teacher on school-issued iPad. Let's see. Students at Highland Middle School in Anderson have been suspended after their teacher accidentally synced a topless picture of herself to a school-issued iPad. So these students, they're playing a game on this iPad. They come across this naked picture of their teacher, and they get suspended? Check that story out. That doesn't make any sense. The teacher should be freaking fired, or at least suspended. Why are the students suspended? Like they had something to do with it, you know? Girl shot after being mistaken for a skunk. Man, the Eastwatch sent me this last night. Apparently a girl in Pennsylvania was shot by a family member at a Halloween costume party after being mistaken for a skunk. A 9-year-old girl. That story is sure to piss you off. That wraps it up for the strange and bizarre news. In fact, wraps it up for all the news. check out my favorites. I'll put a link to my favorites. I'm constantly favoriting videos, great YouTubers making videos. And thank you to everybody, once again, who puts out content and just, you know, keeps at it. Shout out this week to LeBang Your Head. Did a shout out video to me. I will do a shout out right back. I checked out some of your stuff. Great stuff. Check out his channel, definitely. I'll put a link to it. That's about all I got. If you like this report, if you like this report, please give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, just please give it something that really helps it move around YouTube. And that's it. What an interesting past week, and this coming week should be even more interesting. I think the last presidential debate is this evening, if I'm not mistaken. October surprise. Is it coming? Here we sit on the 22nd. I don't know, but you guys take care, stay safe. I'll see you on the next one. Exciting time to be alive.